one of the more interesting storylines headed into the 2022 season, really for all of League of Legends. Like, I'm not talking just like one of the more interesting European, storylines or whatever, but one of the more interesting storylines in the entire world of LOL esports headed into 2022 is G2 for a lot of different ways. But one of these things being the kind of revenge or redemption arc that a lot of their players are going to be looking to get on the team, especially going into a season where G2 might be a little weaker, might not be seen as like the kings that we've known them, the unkillable, unbeatable, dominant champions that we've seen from the past couple of seasons. We have Perks coming back to take on his own team. Reckless trying to make his way back to the LEC to get revenge on them. Mickey trying to get on a team so he can get revenge on them. And then obviously you have Wunder headed to Fnatic to add to that storied and super, super fun and exciting Fnatic and G2 rivalry. And recently, obviously, G2, Carlos, a lot of the players, and Wunder, Fnatic, all those guys, they've been answering a lot of questions back and forth. And I wanted to go over some of the things that both sides have been saying in this video today to kind of add to the hype and excitement of what this matchup and what these games are going to be headed into 2022. So definitely drop a like if you guys do enjoy this video. Also, subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. That would be absolutely awesome. We got a ton of subs over the last couple of days. I think we're at like 9920 or something like that. So close to 10,000. We're like 80 away with 2 weeks to go in the year. So let's run that up. Let's get there. With that being said, let's get right into this. So part of this, I want to start off with the Carlos AMA on Twitter Spaces. He talks about, Wunder a little bit in that part. He really talks about everything in the AMA. There's Reckless, there's Wunder, there's Mickey, there's Perks. There is everything from the past couple of years. So obviously there was a section about Wunder. There were some questions about Wunder. This is just like a clip kind of re-uploaded onto YouTube or whatever. But this is G2 Carlos talks about Team Fnatic and Wunder. And historically, obviously we know that Carlos doesn't really like Fnatic. That was the one place that there's no way Perks is going there. Perks cannot go to Fnatic. That's our rival. We hate them. Screw them, whatever. But it is funny that, hey, Wunder, you can go to Fnatic if you want, buddy. So let's see what Carlos has to say to start this all off.
Demon Fire Soul asks, who do you think will be the hardest team to face this year?
Team Fnatic, because I think that there's a chance that Wunder is like reinvigorated with energy in a new environment. Also, I think that Humanoid is fucking good. I think the team is good. I think Absol is great. Hilizan is really good. Crunch time, I think Razork is really good too. I think it's a good team. Any Fnatic fans will be happy, should be happy with this team. But I mean, we have seen better teams not work out, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
So, obviously a very, very funny clip, but a couple, I would say like three kind of big-ish things there. One, obviously, he talks about Wunder a little bit, saying, hey, maybe Wunder's going to be reinvigorated. And I think part of that is, going to a new team, he's going to have a chip on his shoulder, getting kicked from your old team, also coming off not the best year last year, wanting to prove yourself, to your new team, to your old team, that, hey, I'm actually still good. Prove to all of Europe and probably even the world, because again, Wunder's a guy known for his international performances. This guy's an MSI champion. He's a world finalist. He's not just trying to put the LEC on notice. He's trying to put the world on notice. And he's on a Fnatic roster that can absolutely do that. But, talking about him being reinvigorated a little, because there's always the memes about Wunder's work ethic or playing World of Warcraft or, how focused he is or whatever. And Carlos is saying, hey, maybe he's going to go, be reinvigorated again. And we all know, and Carlos knows, that a motivated, in-form Wunder is very, very scary. Now, obviously, he doesn't necessarily think that that's what he was going to be able to get on G2, so that's why he moves on from him, but kind of interesting there. So he is, potentially scared of this new Wunder, if it comes out. We don't know if it is going to come out, or if it's, if he's past his prime, or if, the times have caught up to him, or if he just doesn't have that motivation anymore, or whatever, but he also gives a lot of props and respect to Fnatic, which not something he usually does. He's actually saying, hey, this Fnatic lineup is pretty freaking good, and that's what a lot of people are saying. I did think it was interesting that when they asked, who he's the most scared of or most excited to play, or who he thinks is going to be the toughest test, he says Fnatic, when Vitality is, this new super team that formed or whatever, and Vitality also has Perks, the G2 guy. So I did think that was kind of interesting. And then also, obviously, him saying, hey, we've seen better teams in this Fnatic roster fail. Obviously, talking about the G2 roster last year specifically. So yeah, just a lot of interesting talk from Carlos there. We also had the Fnatic AMA. This AMA, I wanted to cover it. I wanted to make some videos about it. I wanted to go over it. There's Wunder and Razork talking, and then they have a part later where it's Upset Hilly and Yamato all getting in there. But honestly, I was a little bit disappointed by this AMA, and I did tweet about that like, there's a ton of awesome personalities, like Wunder is really great for content. Fnatic usually does a lot of good stuff, and like Razork is a beast, and getting to see Upset and Hilly and Yamato, all these guys together, but I don't know, I felt like this wasn't that spicy. I felt like this wasn't that interesting. I felt like this wasn't that crazy. And I mean, it only got like 15,000 views on, a 700,000 sub channel. I feel like they could have, pushed the envelope a little bit more, did something a little bit bigger, did something a little more crazy, did something a little more interesting. But there was still some good stuff to talk about. They do ask Wunder here, Wunder, which team are you looking forward to playing against the most, and why is it G2? And here's what Wunder has to say about this new G2, roster and lineup, and kind of what his expectations are for 2022. For him going up against his former team. Let me turn it up a little bit.
I mean, there's like two big reasons that staying in Europe was at least a better option for me personally. Was, well, if I can win Europe, and I know a lot of people in Europe, it's of course a good thing to stay here. But the other one is that, well, I really want to smash G2, and yeah, I mean, this is the team where I can do it. I don't think G2's team is looking that strong, at least like player for player this year. I think there's like a lot of things that they for sure will have to work on, and they will not like, it will surprise me at least if they come out as like the #1 team, at least like in spring. And of course, like the other one is that, I mean, Fnatic and G2 has always been rivals, and I can't really speak to how that feels, because when I was on G2, I hadn't been on Fnatic, like Caps and Reckless for example, so I know how they really wanted to beat Fnatic once they came to G2. Now I guess I'm in their position, just the opposite. So
yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of spicy stuff there from Wunder. I thought it was really, really interesting. Him saying, obviously, he wants to smash G2, which I get it. Not only is it just the Fnatic G2 rivalry, not only is Fnatic your new team, so obviously you want to beat everybody, and G2 is this big popular team, you want to beat them, but, you just got kicked from that roster. You just got sold off. They just said, we'd rather have Broken Blade than you. Hey, thanks for everything you've done for us, but no thanks this season, get the heck out of here. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but then also saying he doesn't think the G2 roster looks that strong, and I don't think that's like a super hot take. I think that's something that a lot of people have been saying recently, and in some ways they think, G2 lost the offseason. Like, hey, we're going from Wunder, Mickey, and Reckless to Broken Blade, Flockhead, and Targamas, and we're talking about G2 trying to win the 2022 World Championship? Like, come on now. Yes, Caps and Yankos are great and can be great, but Caps and Yankos weren't one of the best mid-young duos in the world in 2021 by any stretch of the imagination. So it's kind of interesting. Wunder does actually go on in this AMA to say that he thinks it's possible that G2 may not even end up making it to Worlds. He's like, yeah, G2 looks okay, and yeah, they have Caps and Yankos, but like, I think Fnatic and Vitality are the top two teams. Maybe G2's third, but maybe Mad Lions is third. Mad Lions, they lost some players just like G2 did, but they still have Elyoya. They still have Kaiser. They still have some real good talent on their team, and Mad Lions is known for, finding young up-and-coming players that they're able to slot into their lineup and find success with right away. So yeah, Wunder just kind of dropping the ball there, saying that, hey, I'm on a team that can smash G2. We're going to smash G2. We're probably going to win the title, and, G2 might not even be making it to Worlds again. I don't know. This is really heating up, getting spicy. And these G2 Fnatic games, last year, they were so crazy. I mean, the best of 5 to get Fnatic to Worlds and to knock out G2, that was probably one of my favorite League of Legends matches of all time to watch. It was so just interesting, had me on the edge of my seat. And G2 Fnatic in 2022 might be even spicier, might be even more interesting. And I can't wait for that. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about all these different storylines headed into the 2022 season? Do you think Fnatic and Wunder are going to be able to smash G2, or do you think G2 is going to get the best of them? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.